Might help if I turn my mic on. What's up, Internet? Welcome. Today we're going to talk about this new KTM, the one that, unless you're one of the lucky 100 people, you can't buy it. And at first glance, I really want to. But at second, third glance, I'm not so sure. So let's get into it. Let's talk about this bike, man. KTM does make really beautiful machines. Not going to lie about that. This bike is gorgeous. And it does help that I like orange, but it's just a really good looking machine. I think it looks better than the original RC8. If you guys remember that bike, it wasn't that long ago. I think they were still making them in 2015, 2016. So 4 or 5 years ago, maybe even all the way up into 2018. I'm not sure. But this bike really lives up to the whole KTM slogan, ready to race. I mean, this bike literally is ready to race. I mean, the first thing that you notice is there's no headlights. There's no turn signals. There's no mirrors. They've already done the mirror delete for you. The other thing that really kind of sticks out to me is if you look at the KTM logo on the side, right above it, you'll see 3 fairing bolts. Typically, with a regular production street bike. What's up, Hachui? Good day. What is going on? Fancy seeing you here. I know, right? Like, I don't know, it's 2 weeks in a row I streamed. It's getting kind of crazy. What's up, Throttle Juice? Oh, man. Oh, you're probably saying hi to Throttle Juice. I get it. But if you look above the KTM logo, you've got those 3 fairing bolts. And normally you have fairing bolts like the front fairing. You'll typically cut off right around this RC8 sticker, which is right behind the winglets. And then you have a side fairing that goes all the way down to the bottom. And then you have another side fairing that goes all the way down to the bottom. So you have 3 pieces. These are race fairings, and you can tell because of the 3 bolts right above the KTM logo. So all of the fairings is made up with 2 pieces, your windscreen down through the ram air intake, and then halfway down the side. That's all one piece on both sides. And then the second piece is all one piece. The rest of it going down. And the reason why they have that lower fairing, the reason why race fairings are like this is because most sanctioning bodies actually require that the lower fairing holds X number of quarts of fluid. So if you spawn an oil leak or you spawn a coolant leak, it doesn't get onto the track unless it's a really bad leak. So again, no mirrors, no lights, none of that crap, no turn signals. Comes with race fairings. This thing is really ready to hit the track. And I'll get into why they made 100 of them. And I can't confirm this, but I heard a rumor that the price is $40,000, and that's also an interesting number, and I'll come back to that later too. But 140 kilograms. So for those of us here in the U.S. that still live with the United Kingdom imperial rule, I just made that up. But we do still use pounds. 140 kilograms translates to like 308 pounds. That's pretty light. That's a light motorcycle. Again, it's track focused, man. That's really, really cool. What's up, homie? I would rock the hell of it. I would too if it didn't cost $40,000 and they made more than 100 of these damn things. And usually if I can't have it, it's always right on. Thanks for dropping in, guys. I appreciate it. So 140 kilograms, 308 pounds, dude, that's a light machine. This big thing back here, I believe that's the gas tank. It has a rear gas tank. I guess they claim for weight bias, balance. I don't know, but it's got a rear gas tank. I think Ducati's prototype MotoGP machine has a rear gas tank as well. Triple clamp. The triple clamps are adjustable, 26, 28 millimeter. So you can adjust how quickly the turn in. You know, if you're on a tighter track with shorter straightaways, you want quicker turn in, rock on, brother. You can adjust that. That's pretty cool. Swing arm, CNC machine. I don't know. We'll skip past this. The swing arms aren't important. Again, big ass gas tank. That's a race seat if I ever saw one. It's like probably sitting like on plywood or something. It comes with these little slider things here, these frame protectors. That's cool. Comes with the best WP suspension KTM has to offer. Rear shock. This is interesting. So the fuel line, I guess, has got some kind of switch, so it's like really easy to drain. If you've got any gas left in the tank after your race is done, after your practice session, and you don't want to transport the bike with gas, it's really easy to drain. That's an interesting place for a filler cap. I love the fact that you're sitting on the gas tank. I mean, you don't have a lot of room. I mean, it's a motorcycle, right? You're either going to have the gas tank, below your chin, right in front of your chest, or I guess in this case, underneath your ass. That's interesting. Yeah, totally track focused, man. 100 kilograms. That's definitely nuts, right? That's what I'm saying, Chewy. This bike is light. They've stripped it down. The frame is hand built. It's crazy, dude. It's absolutely freaking bonkers. Yeah. Oh, this is all good stuff we've already gone through. Premium componentry. This is where some of my favorite bits and pieces are. Dimag forged wheels, comes with Pirelli Diablo rubber. That's awesome. I've never really cared so much what a bike comes with in terms of tires, because especially if you're racing, you're going to go through tires fast. That's the one thing that I remember back in the day when I raced was I put as much money I could into tires and brake fluid and brake pads and fairings, because crashing's expensive on a street bike. Remember the Buell cast? Oh, dude, yeah, Hatsui, you're right. I forgot all about that. Yep. They are certainly not the first ones to do something crazy with the gas tank, which worries me because, gas explodes. Oh, man. All right, so here's, lots of bikes come with Brembo calipers, so that's great. It comes with high-quality Brembo brakes. But notice the safety wires. It comes pre-safety wired. So not only does it come with the racing fairings that will pass tech inspection, so you can hold, 2 quarts, 3 quarts, whatever the rule is. It comes safety wired because you also need to safety wire your bike if you're going to go racing. Track days tend to be less stringent. You can tape up your headlights and all that kind of stuff. Here's where... Well, hang on a second. I forgot something. Yeah, hang on. We'll get to the engine because that's like the first level of disappointment. But this is beautiful. The Brembo 19 RCS Corsa radial master brake cylinder. That's a lot. But that is, I think, the top of the line. Brembo's got multiple radial master brake cylinders, but I think that one is like the most expensive, top of the line Brembo master cylinder that you can get. And of course, Brembo, definitely one of the top names in the industry, right? What is up, Roads of Oz? Thanks for dropping in, man. Donna Main, how's it going? Good to see you, man. I appreciate it, brother. Yeah, so that's a nice piece of kit right there, that radial master cylinder. I just upgraded a radial master cylinder on my GSX-R, which came with a axial, but I didn't go with the super fancy, expensive Brembo. I just couldn't justify it because I'm not doing track days or racing or anything like that. So, but that's pretty cool, man. This bike comes with a lot of really neat shit. Now, here's the first letdown. Sorry, it is what it is. They went with the Super Duke engine, the 800. Let's call it 900cc LC8C engine that comes out of the 890 Duke R. It's the exact same engine. They literally just took that engine and dropped it in. Now here's why I think they didn't want to put the effort, time, and money into developing a new engine for this bike, which seems really odd because this bike is just it's balls to the walls from the ground up. It's a completely new bike. It's not the same frame as the Duke. It's a hand-built special frame. I mean, everything about this bike is super, super custom, purpose-built. And then, the heart of it, they just took right off the 890 Duke R production line. Okay, so here's why I think they did that. These are the AMA homologation rules. AMA is the American, it's the sanctioning body here in the United States, okay? In order to race any motorcycle in this series in the United States, and I'm not saying that KTM is trying to target the U.S. because I think other sanctioning bodies around the world have similar rules, but here in the U.S., any bike that you race has to be homologated, and part of the homologation rules is that it has to meet the DOT, which stands for Department of Transportation, and the EPA, which is the Environmental Protection Agency. Those are all the people those two agencies are trying to reduce everybody from having fun. That's what it comes down to. So every motorcycle that you try and race has to be homologated, and part of the homologation requirements is that you have to meet Department of Transportation and EPA and other U.S. federal requirements for street usage. So EPA, Environmental Protection Agency, that's kind of like the Euro 5 bullshit that we have here in the United States. They're the people that are pushing the emissions standards for motorcycles. So doesn't it make it really super easy for them to take this awesome motorcycle they built that doesn't have an engine and just take an engine that's already in production that should potentially meet the current and future EPA standards here in the U.S., Euro 5, whatever. So it can be homologated. You can race in a non-prototype based series. Now, they've only made 100 of these damn things. You think they'll drop a road-going version? Oh, my God, Donald, man. When I first saw this RC8 was coming back, I was like, oh, dude, they've got to take the engine out of the Super Duke. I think it's almost a 1,300cc motor, if not more, the V-twin. Oh, my gosh, 1290. I think it's a 1290, so we'll just call it 1,300cc. I hope they make a production version of this, Donald, man. I really do. And I hope that they use the V-twin out of the Super Duke. Because while you know the 900cc makes 128 is what they're saying on the website. I'm willing to bet that's crank power. That's not to the wheel. And then you add elevation for those of us that live higher than sea level. I don't know. You can still have fun with that's not a bad number of horsepower, but anything that's going to be in production is going to weigh more than 304 pounds or 140 kilograms. So it's just not going to be the same kind of fun. And for me, I'm going to have a tough time coming off a ZX10R onto anything else that doesn't at least make like 150, 160 horses, you know. 120 horsepower, 99, yep, in the 890. So, yeah, so this one makes a little bit more horsepower. They're saying 128, but that's damn close, Chewy. Again, that's enough power to have fun for sure. But I don't know. It's just a disappointment when I saw the bike and I saw that engine. But then when I'm reading through the homologation rules, it kind of makes a little bit of sense. I don't know if the Super Duke is Euro 5, but the other thing I heard was $40,000. So to meet the homologation rules here in the U.S., it cannot exceed $40,000. And I heard that these 100 units that they produced are going for $40,000. So I think KTM is trying to make sure that whoever buys these hundreds can race in homologated series. Here's the other thing, right? So minimum quantity of 100 units must be produced by the end of the calendar year. They don't have to have them all produced before a racing season starts. They need to have 18 units built before they can apply for homologation. 36 must be produced by June 1st. These rules are crazy, dude. And then 72 units produced 15 days previous to the last. Yeah, that sounds like a federal income tax form rule right there. I don't even know what that means. Yeah. So I think that's why they went with that engine. They didn't want to put in the development time, and maybe they've got plans for the 1290 Super Duke, and they didn't want to use that engine, but Donna, man, I sure hope that they do come out with a production version, and I hope they put the Super Duke engine in it, dude. I so hope they put the Super Duke engine. That'd be a bike I would seriously consider buying. That would be an awesome machine. Yeah. Yeah, it's got the super duper electronics package, but it's also race focused, right? So you can see your buttons here on the left and on the right handlebar. They're all about racing, man. So you can switch maps while you ride. Look at that screen. I don't know if I like that screen. What do you guys think about that screen? I mean, if you're going to go with an LCD, which, you know, I think everybody that's racing is using LCDs at this point for many years, but I don't know. Well, it's probably configurable. There's something about it I'm not really digging. HTG. What do you mean? I modeled the hell out of Rob's t-shirt. Oh. You guys having a good old conversation in the side chat, man. I love it. And I thought Harleys were expensive. Damn straight, Throttle Juice. Harleys are expensive, but hey, you know what? This is a little bit off topic, but that new Revolution is actually a decent price. The new Sportster S, they actually priced that well. I meant to talk about that in my last stream, and I totally botched it and forgot about it. But $15K here in the U.S. for the new Sportster S is not bad. The the other bike that I like, the Indian Scout Bobber 10K. So I think they went just a tad bit too high, because 10K plus 5K mods on a Scout Bobber would be a badass machine. All right, we're off topic. No Harley talk right here, dang it. We're talking about the KTM. Dude, I think that was really all I had to go with, man. You got dry mapping, so you could switch between rain and ride. So if it starts raining while you're out on a track, you'd be like Rossi and switch into rain mode. Engine braking, quick shifters. They even got a rain light, so like a really tiny tail light that you can engage if it's raining. If you ever seen MotoGP rain in the race, they race in the rain, rain in the race. Oh my God, I'm going backwards. Race in the rain. Same with the World Superbike. They've got lights. They've got tail lights, so they don't run into each other. Yeah, I don't know. I'm disappointed with the engine choice. I'm not sure how that's going to work with, so you're homologated, you meet homologation rules. What class are you going to race in? You're a 900cc parallel twin. I don't know. Hopefully people spec out the rules of whatever sanctioned body they're racing in before they went and dropped 40K on this bike, because I'm out of touch, but I'm struggling to remember what class that would fit in. You're too big for the middleweight. Maybe you would fit in the middleweight class. 900cc twin versus 600cc inline fours, or 599 to be technically correct. But yeah, KTM made an awesome looking bike, and I can't have one, and because of the engine choice, I'm not so sure I want one. I'll wait to see if they put out something that I could A, afford, and B, makes more than like 150 horsepower, because after a few years on my ZX10, I just don't think I could get used to anything less. Don't think I'd want to get used to anything less. Take the 1290 twin, just reduce sport stroke, make it more competitive on the market. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I hope they do something along those lines, man. I really do, because I could get into a bike like that. I could totally get into a bike like that. Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see what the future brings with KTM. See if they actually produce something with lights and is streetable. And I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what they do with the gas tank design, and they'll have to find a way to really kind of mass produce that handmade custom frame. Maybe they'll just use a different frame. I don't know. I don't like winglets. Take the winglets off. I don't need them. I don't need them. I think they look dumb. I don't like them. I'm not a big fan of that front fender either. Is that supposed to be where a reflector goes, or is that just how they mount it? I don't know. Not a fan. Not a fan of that fender. Maybe there's something special about that design. As well as an air scoop to channel air over the front wheel in the radiator for enhanced cooling. Well, there you go. There's the answer. I just answered my own question by reading. See, kids, stay in school. Read. Senior bird out, right? Yeah. Is the KTM much lighter? It is. So I'm not right now off the top of my head. I'm not sure what the ZX10 weighs, but this KTM is pretty damn light. It is 140 kilograms, 308 pounds. That's significantly lighter than just about anything else. Yeah. Well, guys, I think I'm done. I think I said my piece. I said everything I wanted to say about this bike. Guys, I hope you guys have a good weekend. Keep the rubber side down. And hopefully we'll make it 3 weeks in a row. We'll stream about something interesting. I'll see you guys next week. Yeah, take care, guys. Take care, homie. Chewy, Roads of Oz, Donna Main, Harley Throttle Juice. I hope I mentioned everybody. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Dude, my Kawasaki is a beast. I freaking love it. All right, guys. Have a good day down under. I know Sunday morning. Go eat some breakfast. Get a ride in if you can. Screw the lockdown. And hope the lockdown ends quickly for you guys, man. That sucks. Later.